Coming up, it's the end of an era for Ipswich City Council, with the final meeting held on June 24 in the South Street Council Chambers. Only one sitting councillor was present when the Council Administration Building was opened in 1985, some 36 years ago. In this episode, you'll hear Councillor Paul Tully reflect on his time as an alderman, then councillor, in the corridors of local government. It's Thursday, July 1, 2021, and I'm Alan Roebuck. Welcome to Ipswich Today, which acknowledges the traditional custodians of the land on which it is produced and pays respects to elders past, present and emerging. This podcast is supported by Kinetics, people-powered web hosting trusted by Australian businesses since 1999. It was a somewhat historic occasion in June when Ipswich City Council held its final meeting in South Street. At the conclusion of a more than 3-hour council meeting, Mayor Teresa Harding invited long-standing councillor Paul Tully to say a few words on his time as an elected representative occupying the South Street chambers.
I think most of the best stories I can't speak about until I retire. But yeah, it's a little bit emotional. When I was first elected in 1979, Council was meeting in what was known as the Commonwealth Bank building at the corner of Brisbane Street, and it wasn't even the mall there, it was Nicholas Street up on the top floor. It was a fairly Spartan sort of building. We were part-time councillors at the time. We'd meet in the evenings. I remember Frank Warwick, who from Channel 7, who passed away recently, once he did the news from the council chambers for Channel 7, live from up there. When we moved here in 1985, it was a big deal. We had to get special permission from the state government, for example, out the front here into South Street to build over the road reserve. So it was a long project for council to find its own home for the building, which has served the city since 1985. In those days, Joe Bielka-Peterson was the Premier. Russ Hinds was the Minister for Local Government and Main Roads. And I will say today, and I don't say this publicly very often, but on both sides of politics, I would rate Russ Hinds as the best, on one side of politics, as the best local government minister that I've seen. He was the chairman of the Albert Shire for a number of years, understood local government and worked with local government very strongly. On the other side of politics, I think Tom Burns was probably the best local government minister. And just one example of that was when he championed the compulsory fencing of pools in Queensland. And that might seem like nothing now, but that was one of the biggest fights that he had with many property owners in the state. So they're the two who stand out to me. When we first started here in 1985, as I said, nighttime meetings continued. We were part-time councillors. We were paid $80 a week as councillors. The first mayor at the time who'd been elected in 1979 was Des Freeman. Then Dave Underwood became the mayor, and the third mayor after that was John Nugent. That was after the amalgamation of both councils in 1995. There's lots of memories and lots of nostalgia here. We even had august meetings of the Australian Nuclear Free Zone Secretariat, which was a very important organisation over the years. There was a lot of wheeling and dealing done, mainly in the corridors of power here rather than in the council chamber. There's just one comment, probably the one I always remember, and there's many comments, but I remember Norm Kruger, who was the deputy mayor at one stage. He was a brilliant orator, and it was a time through some of the turmoil in this council. And he said that, I can quote him exactly, he said, some people get into politics to help people. He's talking about himself, I got into politics to destroy people. So, and I guess not many people in politics would say that, but Norm Kruger did. That was in the days before council meetings were televised or committee meetings were. There's a lot that could go into a book, a lot that you'd want to leave out. But, after from 1985 on till now, I think we're moving, and I had the opportunity to go down and see almost the finished product today. This is a fine testament to two things. One, this building, which was pretty extraordinary, and I think we are very lucky as a community and as a council to be able to partner with the Ipswich Hospital to have a buyer. sometimes that's not possible, and you're stuck with a particularly purposed sort of building, and you've got a liability rather than an asset on your hands. So, with those just few short words, and I'm sure if Councillor Fechner had been here in those years, he would be featuring very strongly in my book for various reasons, which I won't go into today. But no, it's been an opportunity. It's been a journey over, both my life, personal life, and my political life has been over a number of generations, and every council's different. Everyone's got their various personalities and interests, and I suppose today we've seen democracy in action, and I hope that continues in the new building. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Tully. Thank you.
Mayor Harding.
On that, thank you so much, Councillor Tully. I really appreciate that. And I'll close the very last council meeting in these council chambers at 4:27.
Ipswich Today is supported by Kinetics, people-powered web hosting trusted by Australian businesses since 1999. This podcast is also listener-supported. Please make a once-only gift or regular donation to help keep it online. Just go to ipswichtoday.com.au and click the donate button at the bottom of the page. You can follow this podcast on your favourite app, including iHeartRadio, or play Ipswich Today from your smart speaker. Music is supplied by Purple Planet Music. This is Alan Roebuck. Thanks for listening.